I am at Torryburn. I'm trying desperately to keep out of this wind. We've come to see the final resting place of Lilius Addy, sometimes known as Lily Addy or even Lily Eddy. She is the only known person to be accused as a witch who has a grave in Scotland. So we're going to go and see that now. Okay, so if you're coming to visit, you want to get by this railway bridge, and the grave is right here. Point to it. That is her grave. So, again, trying to keep out of the wind. So she was born in 1640 and she died in 1704. So what happened is some illness had swept through the village, and one of her fellow village women accused her of witchcraft. So she was put into the custody of the local priest, where she confessed, inverted commas, of being a witch and cavorting with the devil. Now, unfortunately, she died in custody. I reckon it's probably from the injuries she sustained while being persuaded to confess. So they buried her on the beach in a wooden coffin, and they put that massive rock on top of her. It's got the sandstone is a half-ton stone. Apparently, she's in a humble wooden box underneath that. Well, I say she is. This gets it's even more sad. So in 1852, the grave was robbed. Now I don't know exactly what they took. They definitely took her skull, so that's not in there. Nobody knows where that is. There is, I've read online, they're trying to get a proper memorial for her in the town somewhere. I don't know quite where they're progressing with that, but yeah, I think she just needs something. Because let's be honest, she probably wasn't a witch. But just being accused was enough to end up with her being buried on the beach. Yeah, it's not good. So Lilius Addy, the only person in Scotland accused of witchcraft who has a grave, even though there's no marker and not all her remains are there. It's really sad story. It's a really sad story. But there we go. So rest in peace, Lily. I hope you get your memorial. There is an information board here. It doesn't really mention Lilias, but it does say somewhere out here there's a rock known as Witch's Rock, which they used to tie people to, wait for the tide to come in, and then if they didn't drown, they were a witch. Yes, obviously there's a flaw in that plan. I don't know which rock it is. It was a bit vague on the board, but somewhere out there. I guess it'll be one of the ones further out. It may be on that island over there in the distance. While we're out this way, we're going to go just a bit further up the road to a red squirrel trail. Hopefully we'll see some red squirrels as well, brighten the mood a bit. Okay, so I've parked up at the Davila Red Squirrel Trail. It's quite nice so far, even though this is just the car park. So I have a brief walk here. It looks like it might start to rain, so I'm not going to go too far, but we'll be sheltered under the trees, I think. And who knows, maybe we'll see some red squirrels. Although, knowing my luck, I'll see herons instead. Okay, if I don't see very much, I'm not going to film very much, but if I see stuff, it may be just trees that I'll show you. But anyway, let's have a quick walk around here. Okay, information board here. There's a few things to see. Some graves and some locks and a standard stone linked to Macbeth, but we're not going to do these, or we might get to that one maybe, but we're not going to do the others because we're going to follow this trail here. Okay, let's move on. So there's a few paths and etc off this track, but I'm not taking them. I'm just going to stick on this main one. Evidence of quite a few trees that have fallen as well. Must have been in the last storm, I guess. We've got a dragonfly hotspot, and there's a British Dragonfly Society. Who knew about that? Not seeing any today. Got another fallen tree. That's quite a lot. No red squirrels at the moment, but a pleasant walk nonetheless. Not seen anyone else either, actually. Try gulch. Oh, we've got some dens, bivouacs that have been made. It's kind of cool. Remember doing that as a kid. Let's have a look inside. Very homely. Oh, made it to Bordy Lock. Picturesque as well. See if I can get a good shot of it without falling in. There are a couple of people here picnicking, so that's maybe what you can hear. Okay, I was trying to get some good footage of the lock without the kids being noisy in the background, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I will just have to, there you go again, I'll just have to do my best. You can expect some noise in this one. Okay, there we go. That's quite good. Very serene, picturesque. Found a carving, know how I like a carving. Owl. And a woodpecker. And a red squirrel. It's good. Liking that. Still not actually seen any animals apart from the children and the dog. Okay, I'm at the far end of the lock now. You can still hear the children. Just to be clear, I'm not against them. It's not the reason I'm filming. You don't want to hear them. It's not the reason you're watching. Oh, that was lucky, wasn't it? That would have been an interesting video. There we go. I like, actually, if I can zoom in on it, there's some lilies that are flowering. There was one at the other end that was pink. I could get absolutely nowhere near it. Well, I'm just having a quick look for this Macbeth stone, because it is really close to where I am at the moment. It would be a shame to be kind of right next to it and, and walk away. So again, with the squirrels, if I don't see it, I'm okay with that, but if I don't try, I'm not okay with that. Yes, as the board at the very beginning said, this is the only trail that's marked, so I'm not really willing to go off on any other trails at the moment to try and find this stone thing. It's fine if I don't see it. And just like magic, I found it without even trying. So here we are. Now, of course, I've got absolutely no idea what this is, so I'm going to have to look this up later and then do a blurb over the top of it. But it certainly looks like it had a feature, and that looks like it's been those holes have been made or man-made, so yeah. Oh, let's come over this way. There we go, it's a view from the other side. Yeah, I don't really want to stand here too much and waffle on and on, but yeah, if I've got to write something over the top, I will. So in fact, what I'll do is I'll film just walking back to the car park a bit, and if I put the blurb over that, you can read it, or pause it and read it. Your choice. Okay, I'm back at the lock, and the kids have moved away, so it's nice and quiet now. There's these pink flowers I was telling you about. There we go. Okay, now I'm heading back to the car. Yeah, so that's been the Villa Forest Trail and the grave of Lilias Addy. Okay, bye.